So here at Twinbrooks Sugar House, we make about 70 or 80 gallons of syrup per year. The network of tubing that's in the woods collects the raw sap from about 600 taps. You know, it's sort of a very simple but somewhat involved process to do. What you're really doing is removing the water from the sap, and the syrup is what's left over. Mm-hmm. And as you just noted, it takes 40 gallons of raw sap to produce 1 gallon of finished maple syrup. Wow. So this sugar house was built in 2005. It's a timber frame construction. It has this truss system for supporting the roof. This truss system you may recognize as something which is, it's the same type of truss system that's typically used on covered bridges, where it's necessary to provide a very extended span with no, that's supported only at the endpoints. Different regions where sugar houses are built, they have different terms. In New England, the raised part in the center of the sugar house is called the monitor. And the monitor typically has windows or shutters on the side to let out the steam generated by the evaporator. So this is a grading device. You can see that the different shades of amber, from light amber to dark amber. This is used quite simply to place a color grade on your finished syrup. There are 7. The guy over there on the right, he's the original one. He was Victoria's horse when she was 11 or 12. We got him down in Connecticut. So he's like 17, 18 years old. All the others are, so the next one is a mare. She just turned away. Yeah. And the bigger black horse next to her is her colt. She was pregnant when we got her about 4 or 5 years ago, and so he was the foal. And then there are 2 other quarter horses which are almost twins. The next brown one there, and the one over here all the way to the left. They look almost the same. You kind of have to get used to telling them apart. And then there's the big brown and white one. She is part Clydesdale.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And which you can
see
in her bone structure and near her feet, you can tell. And then, but her coloring is the coloring of a paint horse. And so that's Sierra. And then the big one in the back, he's Copper, and he's a pure blood Belgian. Wow. And all with the exception of the very first one were rescue horses. There are 2 streams, hence the name Twinbrooks to the sugar house. There are 2 streams that run. One comes from higher on the hill and comes down here, and one comes just at the base of the horse pasture here, runs down the edge of the woods. And so most of the trees that we're tapping are from this point on down, although there are a few more. We've not extended the lines up that far. But from there all the way down to the road that we drove up at the base, that's where all the trees are. It needs to freeze at night, and in the day it needs to get up into the low 40s. And as long as you get that, more or less, not every day, but more or less, as long as those conditions continue, the trees will keep producing sap that's suitable for syrup until the point at which, in late spring, when they start budding, then the sap is no longer suitable.